So, good evening and welcome to this evening's meeting of the Planning and Highways Committee of Thatcham Town Council, today being the 10th of March 2026. And I can remember this meeting is recorded for publication on the Thatcham Town Council YouTube channel. So, moving on to the agenda, apologies for absence, Madam Clerk.
We have received apologies for absence from councillors Dave Lunn and Jay Lunn.
Thank you very much. Declarations of interest. Does anyone have a terrible interest on anything on the agenda?
I figured out it's in common and not group.
So, item 3, first off, to take and read as accurate the minutes of the meeting held on the 10th of February, which was circulated with the agenda. We've had a chance to look at them. So are there any comments on those minutes? See nobody seeking to do so. So I will therefore propose from the chair that we confirm as accurate those minutes. Do I have a second? Do I have a second? Thank you. And those in favour of so doing, thank you. That is unanimous. And Clark, any feedback, matters arising from that agenda that's not on?
No feedback. No.
The minutes that are not on the agenda. Okay, thank you. So moving on to item 4, the planning applications, of which there are 4. So over to you.
To have them all up.
The portal seems to go to sleep after a time.
Does, yes. So the first one, 89 Bath Road, 2-storey side extension, single-storey rear extension, internal alterations after part demolition of rear lean-to extension. That is.
I think she's clean.
Do you have a Google map?
Google Map.
Street view at one point.
Street view. Oh,
89.
If you type it in, okay, so I think if you take out street, I think to delete street, that's confusing it.
oh. There you go.
Okay.
Okay.
I think it's
It's the north side, isn't it? It's the other side.
Oh, it's always the bit behind the trees.
You spin back.
this one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, that's not good.
Say
I think it's the one. So the one that we're looking at square on, or it's the one immediately to the left. It's one of those. I don't know which one. But...
We'll work it out when we see the plan.
I'll leave it on that one.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll see the drawings
Yeah.
proposed. Left hand one.
It's the left hand one.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's 2 stories.
So it's a 2-storey side extension and a single-storey rear extension. There. After part demolition of a rear lean-to extension.
Get rid of them.
To see the Google map again.
Yeah.
So this one.
Just about make out the lean-to, just about.
Oh,
On the wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're on the other side of the road.
that one.
Yeah, if you move that, you'll go too, oh no,
No, we're on 144 now.
I'm fairly sure that's it.
That's it, 140, that's 140.
Yes,
Well, that's this one. I think.
Was it one?
89.
It's 89, right?
It's 89.
Side of the road.
Yeah.
With 80, that's it, it's a.
So it is one of these round here then. Was it in
It
here?
won't be in there because
It is. So that's saying 130.
No, I'm convinced it's the north side.
So it's one of these. Do you think it's that
I'm
one?
fairly sure it is.
yeah,
Okay.
because it's Eden's on the top, Eden's on the north
So
side.
that's where we were.
Yeah, but it was one.
We were a moment ago.
Oh,
It's one.
One.
Yeah.
oh, there's 85. No, it's something, it's a difficult a bit, it should be this in English. Yes.
Yeah, okay.
For lean-to.
That's one.
Demolish that, two-story extension, and then one at the back.
So, I guess the question, so as you probably noticed, as we sort of looked around, quite a lot of these houses are either of small substantial scale or have already been extended.
Yeah.
I think you have to go the other, yeah, you go the other way, you see some bigger extensions.
Conversions.
Yeah, and that, new flat developments, yes, so,
89 Bath Road. Oh, no, I thought you said Reading.
so it's 89 Bath Road, yeah, so it's,
Building.
okay.
85. And then it goes to 142 for some reason, but.
There's something wrong there.
Google Maps.
Something wrong there.
Yeah.
If you go to the West Berkshire online map, that is reliable.
Oh, that'll help this.
Obviously, that doesn't have street view, but it's directly linked to the,
Yeah, it should be.
to the council tax, so it has to be right.
Oh, yeah,
See online map.
Yeah.
there you go. Hey.
That's it, and if you just type the address in the top left-hand corner, when it appears, yeah,
It should find it for us.
be good. You can say that, Bath Road.
The long old road.
Well, it alternates between Bath Road and Under Road.
No results.
Oh, it's Thatcham's,
Slay.
it's spelled wrong. Comment. Yeah, try that.
So if you just type in type in the postcode and it will.
Well, it did, and it didn't work.
Just the postcode, but then it will give the number on.
I think it was just being a bit slow. Yeah.
It is that one. This is exactly what it is.
Okay.
It's it.
Oh, yes.
So it is 1, 2,
It's,
3,
oh,
5 up from the cross hours. 4. Oh yeah, listed.
If you look at that, you can see the comparative scale to the property to the left of it.
And to the right, which visits, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sits twin there.
Yeah. Anyway, so any concerns? I guess the concern potentially is parking spaces, but given that there are
usually parking.
those properties, a lot of properties have got about the same frontage and have been extended.
So subject to highways comments.
Yeah.
Maybe we don't
Yeah.
object.
So what I would suggest then, a proposal from the chair is that we make no objection subject to highways being satisfied about adequacy of parking.
Okay.
Mhm.
And the next one is the application for permission in principle.
Yeah.
Right. which sort of surprises me, given the date.
Do you want the
Yeah. No, could you, well, yeah, probably
25
the,
last year.
yeah, you'll probably need to do.
Martindale Farm, that's all, yeah.
That near the roundabout, big roundabout.
It says Greenham site was Basingstoke Road.
Yeah.
I probably drive down there quite a lot, but don't realise it's Swiss. If it's a three,
How great was it?
329, not 329.
oh, Martindale? Look at it.
Woodlands Farm.
Hmm,
Oh, right.
right. Woodlands.
And put the postcode in and it'll turn up.
Yeah, see what you get. That's fun, isn't it?
But yeah. All of that.
If you, it said Basingstoke Road, so it won't be on Thornford Road, it will be coming off,
This bit.
yeah.
It's between the two roundabouts and access.
Although I think it,
Oh, it is the 339 going on. I didn't know it was called a
It's
base.
the roundabout between the,
So it's just land, isn't it?
yeah, the business park and Thornford Road.
Oh, right, that one.
The
yeah.
access is between the two. Well, it's not clear from that map.
No, it's not.
Can we have a look?
There's a map on the planning board.
yeah, that'll be good, because that's a, ordnance,
At least we can see, yeah.
and if you type in the Martindale Farm, it, no, it's. No, if you go to the online map again,
Oh, this one.
yeah, just type in Martindale Farm,
See what.
so obviously it will only search for in West Berkshire, it helps. There it is.
Oh, it's decided it's Basingstoke. But it's just Basingstoke Road, not necessarily Basingstoke. Was it?
So,
It says it's, well, it thinks it's Greenham,
Here's that again, I'm trying, that's okay, just like.
but it would be if it's between, the two. Well, I don't know.
I think it's worth it. Can you build it?
This the 339
Yeah, I think in the hospital.
and Thornford Road.
It's,
Bit of that's
it's all below. So where that roundabout is on the screen, I think that's one of the access points to the business park.
Yeah,
that's Greenham, the retail, not retail,
Yeah.
business, sorry,
Yeah.
sorry.
Would you click on the three diamonds at the top right,
Retail, oh,
and there lists administrative boundaries. You'll find parish is one of them.
oh, there it is, yeah.
Suggests to me it is in Greenham.
Not Basingstoke.
Well, it's
Thatcham is green.
it's in Greenham parish.
It's Greenham, yeah.
So not ours. So yeah.
But part of
The
it.
address is that, is, yeah, that's a postal address.
Used to be, yeah.
Postal
Greenham
address.
isn't that?
So is that a not considered, not in the
Not considered, I don't think we need to consider it as adjacent parish, do we? No, I don't think, given its access is from Basingstoke Road, I don't think it'll have any impact on the parish, the Thatcham.
Assuming there is no access from Thornford Road.
Well, I'm assuming from the address, from the address, it's the Basingstoke Road, it will be access from there.
Because there's not much on Thornford Road.
You can see, that if you go back to the West Berkshire online map, you'll see that there's.
Yeah, I'm curious. Can you just see out? I'm sure you're right. You just have that line in the map still.
Yeah.
Well, so where does the boundary run? Okay.
This one is Thornford Road.
Yeah. Okay. This is the only access point from Basingstoke Road, yeah?
Yeah,
Yeah.
only vehicle access.
Okay. Fair enough.
Oh, it is good new.
Yeah,
Greenham Common.
yeah.
We thought it would be low this end. We found
Right.
it, sorry.
Yeah, so it is green, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Considered Greenham parish.
Yeah, because you.
So we then move on to this third one, which normally we wouldn't consider because it's only conversion of a garage, but I ask it to be put on because the garage is being converted for a business use. And beauty treatment room. Now, looking at it, I only had one reservation about it.
Where they're going to park.
If we do that, you'll see that it's actually that area where you've got the access is separate from the road. So having looked at this information, I didn't fully understand the highways comment. So given it's a beauty salon, my only comment would be there needs to be parking for two people because the next client will arrive before the current client departs.
I think living round the corner, one of these has had this taken out, so that it's.
It may be that one. Anyway, so what I would suggest is, given that we wouldn't normally consider it, and I was only worried about the parking, does anybody have any reservations? So what I was going to suggest is no comment, noting that we believe that the business use requires two parking spaces for the current client and the arriving client for the next slot, in addition to the parking for the house.
Yeah, okay.
So with that, I propose that wording. Do I have a seconder? Thank you, Councillor Pemberton, and those in favour of that. Thank you, that is unanimous.
Yep.
So we then move on to another two-storey extension.
And internal alteration.
I'm wondering if it's a side-on one. I think.
If you look at the plan, it'll be obvious from that whether it's a.
Oh, that is for a minute, no. Again. Please.
Let's look at the proposed plans for the moment. We'll need to see if we need to go back to the existing. So it is that dormer, that house with the dormer. It's
What are they doing with the two-storey extension and internal alteration?
Yes.
Could you go back to I think we do need to look at the existing plans if I can't work out exactly what they're doing. But it looks like quite a lot. Okay, so
Two-storey, two-storey.
Okay.
Extend the kitchen and.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, so if you go back, can you go back to the existing, the proposed? Okay, yeah, it's a fairly in the overall scheme of things, fairly modest.
Okay.
Any concerns about that? I guess no objections. Sorry?
The front of the house.
I think so, yeah. It is. So the French door's going up back.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So it's all.
So it's always step down right. Okay.
I don't know. So.
Okay, so I propose to this one, no objections. Do I have a second? I think Councillor Pemberton's already saying that. So those in favour of making no objection to that, thank you, that is unanimous. So we move on to decision notices.
We did not consider any of the decision notices that have come through. So 8 Malham Road, planning permission was not required. 8 Wellingtonian Drive was approved. The Firs Northfield Road, single story porch, that was approved. 20 Druce Way, approved, and Sagecroft Road, but we didn't consider any of them.
Okay, thank you. Good. So we then move on to the West Berkshire Local Plan Review. So before we get on to that point, I will say that we have not received any further information about the North East Thatcham master plan since our last meeting. So we will live in hope and hopefully have something for the next meeting. So we have received, if you recall from our last meeting, we had received notification that West Berkshire Council was making a call for sites. And I suggested, I think at that meeting, that we might consider putting forward Lower Way.
Been talked about before, I think.
I put following discussions with councillors, I put that on the agenda as a proposal from myself and circulated the text until today. So just to summarise what that is, I think it was in the period of this council that we made representations on the main modifications to the local plan, in which we suggested that this site should be added as a site. We recall that the inspector was considering adding a number of sites to that at that point. The inspector did not agree. The role of the inspector is only to make the plan sound. He did not feel that that was necessary to make the plan sound, but he made some very, in my view, very quite strong comments that the site should be considered in future. So the West Berkshire Council have produced, they asked for the responses to be made using an online form. I've written the proposed text for to respond to the questions on that form, which I circulated this morning. Having done that and done a trial on the form, I discovered that the form has a hard limit of 500 characters per question, which seems to be rather brief.
Yeah.
We will have to see. I have suggested that number is extended. If not, then what I would suggest is that we submit the whole text as agreed, as we agree here, if we do, as an attachment to the online form, and that myself and the clerk summarise the responses that are more than 500 characters down to that length, so that we can insert them on the form. So we would then be able. It is actually a hard limit. You can't exceed it. It will truncate them. So if we do that now, just to go back to what we're saying, the call for sites asks for a number of different things. So firstly, I have been in contact with the landowner, or the landowner has been in contact with myself, and he has confirmed that he wishes the site to be put forward. So we've answered that question. We then give some technical details about the nature of the site and its history, which I think are factual. The proposal put forward is in line with what we said in our response. There's a specific question about flooding, which we have discussed, I believe, in the past when the landowner has been present at previous meetings. In summary, a small proportion of the site is in flood zones 2 and 3, basically not any of the existing buildings. And the difference in elevation is very small, a fraction of a metre. So although the land level of parts of the site is below the level of the flood zone, it's only by a very small amount, and therefore by suitable design you could probably put even dwellings there, as long as the access to the dwellings is over. So but in summary, I think that's consistent with what we've discussed in the past, and I suggest that we don't need to discuss it in detail unless you've got any questions about what I circulated this morning. Apologies for not doing it earlier, but been rather busy. So any questions on that response?
One question response.
Yeah.
I just want to clarify the process and what's happened previously, because I think at one point we were looking to the town council to submit an application to have this land added on to the relevant bit of the brownfield site register.
Yes.
Where did that get to? How is that impacted by this?
Okay, so we did consider it. We didn't progress it. If if previously developed land is included on the is accepted under the HELAR, it automatically goes onto the Brownfield Register. In fact, it doesn't really matter, because if it's accepted as a site for development, then it would automatically be, and this could be developed ahead of certainly ahead of the update of the local plan. I think there is some misleading information on the council's website that the council has to do an update on the local plan in 5 years, and that has to reflect the housing allocation imposed by government at that time, which will mean that additional sites will need to be found. Therefore, the sites that are identified in that update have the potential to be developed before the end of the current local plan, which, in other words, before 2041. And indeed, once they get onto that list, then they would be viewed positively in any planning application. If one advantage of going through the HELAR process is that the West Berkshire Council, has to consider all of the sites objectively on the same basis. So I think it's, given what the inspector said, that it is, I think, almost certain that it would get accepted. So, and of course, I just mentioned one other thing. Of course, the site is within the strategic gap between what is called the strategic gap between Newbury and Thatcham. The inspector specifically said that previously developed land within that should not be precluded from development, and he mentioned this site in particular. So with that, I will propose that we agree to send the text that you have received this morning, and apologies again, that wasn't earlier. Do I have a seconder for doing so? Councillor Watson, thank you. And those in favour of so doing? Thank you, that is unanimous. And we'll work with, depending on what we hear about the possible increase in the number of words or number of characters, we will necessarily do some editing. Thank you very much for that. So, number 7, planning matters rising since the publication of the agenda.
So I received an email. Hold on, sorry. Just thought I'd put it in there and haven't. We received a proposal on location of development for a replacement roof and frame to an existing conservatory, which is we wouldn't consider. We don't need to, do we? No. And the recons. So Hennett Park.
Small one.
Just a small one. Yeah. So the day after the agenda went out, we received this proposal. It's a full planning application for 229 dwellings, public open space, including parkland. So they have submitted additional drawings and amended plans for this application.
And indeed, since the date, I think that possibly on the date of that letter, they have also submitted a flood risk assessment and hydraulic modelling assessment. The previous, I think this is the 3rd iteration of this application. The 2nd iteration, the Environment Agency objected because it didn't comply with the flood risk criteria. So in response to this, the Environment Agency will have received a similar letter to this. They have already responded, saying that they require further information from the consultants about the assumptions made and the methodology of the modelling. And they will reserve a judgment until they receive it, and they've requested the potential for an extension. So what I would suggest we do is that we've previously objected to this. I would suggest that we write a response saying that we maintain our objection to the principle of development, and we will consider submitting further detailed comments once we've had time to consider the amended plans and potentially the assessment from the Environment Agency to the hydrology analysis. As I said before the meeting, although this site is in Coldash parish, it is uphill from Thatcham parish, and therefore any flooding is likely to affect Thatcham more than it's going to affect Coldash. So I propose that, which is that we respond with those words, and we put that onto the agenda of the next meeting to consider the material in more detail and possibly submit that more detailed response. Do I have a seconder?
Just before we do that, I'm not sure what kind of timeframes are when. If when we get to the publication of the next agenda, the Environment Agency hasn't responded. I don't think there's any point in doing it.
No, I think that because there are other matters that we might want to look at the drawings anyway. We haven't had a chance to look at the drawings, so we can defer again. But given that they've asked for the response by the 31st of March, that is in fact 25th of March.
Yeah.
That is the statutory deadline, which is the earliest which the council, West Berkshire Council, is entitled to determine this application. I think members of Eastern Area Planning Committee would be incredibly surprised if it was determined on that date. It'll have to go to committee anyway.
It will have to go to committee because it's been called in by a ward member.
Yeah.
And because it's Coldash parish, I think it's Western Area Planning, not Eastern.
Okay, well, yeah, that's true. It's Western Area Planning, which, but the point is that although the council, the West Berkshire Council is required to give the dates of the statutory deadline, there is no chance of it being determined before our next meeting in practice. Therefore, we don't. And I don't think there's any chance of it even being the officer's report having been prepared before that. So we don't lose out, but it's worth putting in a holding response within the requested timescale. So with that, proposing that holding response, I think the councillor wants to second that. Yes, it's seconded. Those in favour of permitting that and also to put that on the agenda. Thank you very much.
The road closures. We've got it against going.
Traffic management, highways and road safety matters.
Okay,
I think we had an announcement of potential gridlock, didn't we?
yes, follow with me there, because it's the whole of the day on 2 Sundays. Well, I can get around somehow. Oh no, now.
They won't be able to get out at all, I don't think. West Berkshire Council Highway Scheme notification for the A4 Floral Way, Falmouth Way, active travel improvements. So it will be closed on both Sunday the 15th and Sunday the 22nd of March between 7 AM and 7 PM.
Yeah.
Those are required to remove the existing pedestrian crossing Central Island on the A4, as well as new carriageway resurfacing. Temporary pedestrian crossing will be installed on the A4.
So traffic coming into Thatcham from the east will have to go around.
You'll have to go down
What's it
Pipers
called?
or right around Brighton or Pipers Way.
It'll be
There's between Floral Way.
Floral Way, which is the roundabout after you come out of Pipers Way.
Floral Way roundabout and Harts Hill and Harts Hill Road. Is it just that section?
yeah, I think so.
I read
Down to the A4, yeah.
Floral Way and Hartshill Road remaining open.
Yeah.
It's just the section of the A4 that's closed.
Yeah,
So vehicles
yes.
could in theory go up in a sort of a triangle.
They could go around.
I would think it would take it, I'd probably take it all the way round.
Yeah.
Through traffic, they take all the way round the
Which way I'm doing.
Yeah. Okay.
Just have to remember.
Yeah. And just have to hope that
And
there's
we-
no accident on the A4 on those.
I think most of the through traffic uses the anyway.
Except the lorries.
It's the lorries as well. Some do.
Okay. So I think that's the significant one, isn't it?
Yes, yeah. That's the main ones, the small closures, which I'll continue to send out, but that's the big project one that we've
Okay.
had. That's it, that's all we've received.
Thank you. So that, because that kind of brings us to the end of the meeting. So thank you very much. I will declare the meeting closed.